Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunrise Extra, our live streaming after show. Happy Friday. Deep collective
Take the glasses off. You don't have to read anything.
At first, I'm like in that $3. I'm like, that's not Rod Hill. That is not Rod Hill. No, we were thinking we wanted somebody super fun to talk to on a Friday. You know, it's kind of that feeling, and that is the one, the only Kevin Cook, a.k.a. Poison Waters, my sister from another mister, or today you're more like a brother from another mother. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Come on now. You have never, you just confessed before we got on, you have not been up this early since this whole coronavirus thing started.
No, that's actually true. I am a secret lazy person, and nobody believes me because I just keep so busy. But I've kind of been enjoying this, sitting at home, sleeping in, watching all my shows, playing with my cats. I've been a little lazy, Brenda. I have to confess, this is the earliest I've been up during this whole quarantine.
I kind of wanted to see you in drag, but you were like, no, girl, that is way too much work.
I don't blame you.
No. And I actually woke up earlier than I meant to, and I thought, oh, I should surprise them and throw on a quick drag queen face. And then I thought, no.
You look marvelous, even without all the makeup.
I feel fresh.
Yeah, you look fresh.
So is this break of, I mean, you have become so busy. This is like almost your full-time job of emceeing and hosting events and just generally cheering people up and raising a lot of money for some great nonprofits around our city. Is it nice to not have to do the whole thing, or do you miss it?
Well, you know, this is the longest break I've ever had. I've actually, I was 24 days was the break, and then I had started doing some virtual events for people. And I do enjoy a break because, again, I don't get a lot of downtime with my partner and just being at home, and I'm really a secret homebody. But you mentioned the nonprofits. That's been a real sad part because one of the best parts of my job is I get to help nonprofits raise all their money for their year. These big auctions and galas and whatnot are the largest, their biggest draw of income for the year, the fundraising effort. So a lot of the folks had to cancel or reschedule. So that's been a downer for that. So I'm glad that folks are going to the virtual platform, and I've been doing a couple of those. They're interesting. I'm not a tech person. I'm a middle-aged drag queen. I just like, a smoky bar and a spotlight. So I'm getting used to doing all the green screens and the delays and, whatever.
As you were talking, we were showing video of one of my KGW carpools. If you guys aren't familiar, it's kind of a ripoff of like KGW or a Carpool Karaoke, where we put in a really fun person in a news car and we go around and we interview them. Kevin, you were my very first KGW carpool, and what we're seeing here is all the costumes in the basement of Darcel's, the drag club where I first met you. I mean, that's kind of your home away from home. And I know this morning, we'll talk about a lot of different things, but you promised to give us a tour of your drag closet in your house.
I did.
He made the wince face.
Are we're just gonna go right into it, right off the bat?
No, so, not necessarily. I'm just kind of teasing that. You can do it. I do not tell you what to do. I just follow your lead.
That is true. That's true. And it took you a while to realize that I'm in charge, Brenda. But no, I was so glad that you pointed out that I was your first, because I thought, don't let that slide by. You always remember your first. and we had scheduled that, oddly enough, the day after my 50th birthday party. And, I love a dirty martini, and I think I might have forgotten I was doing television so early the next day. And so that first carpool, I almost said carpool karaoke now. The first, the ride with you I was like, oh no.
It's so
we had
funny.
a great time.
Yeah, we did, and you were in that, I don't even know what to describe it, that gold fluffy thing that you were wearing. And Kevin said, I look like a gay baked potato.
I was just all wrapped in gold, and because we had just been to a steakhouse for dinner the night before, and I was remembering, they bring you the baked potato in the gold foil, and I'm like, oh God, what do I look like? And then, but it was very eye-catching, and Brenda, if you remember, a couple times throughout the day, people called out to us because I'm not very demure and shy, and people saw us and they noticed us. I'm sure they were recognizing you being a world-renowned celebrity, but I'm going to pretend that they saw me first.
Yeah, no, you definitely are the eye-catching one when we're out in broad daylight together. I would say anytime, actually. Nina, it was funny because we had some people yell out, and, most people were super friendly.
Yeah.
But the one that really made me laugh is, do you remember? They were like religious people handing out leaflets, and I think they wanted to convert you to, I'm not sure which religion, but they had some words.
They were really, and at first it was they were actually really good at their job, because at first they were like, oh, hi, what are you doing? And they kind of leaned into the car a little, and we were at a stoplight, and so we had nowhere to go, the light was red, and so by the time the light was turning is when we realized, when we opened the pamphlet, we're like, oh no, this isn't going to end well. We're fine with our beliefs. Thanks, bye, green light, gotta go.
Oh my gosh, that was so fun to watch. I mean, if you guys are watching right now on any of our platforms, we're watching your comments on YouTube, Facebook. I've got Twitter up too. You can watch that KGW Carpool on YouTube. It's really a lot of fun, and Brenda has some great ones. People are saying hello to you, Poison. Nikki Ann says, I love you, Poison Waters. With about 10 gold stars. Brenda Ray Scott says, Kevin, we love you.
Oh, that's so fun.
And Jeannie Carlson says, I miss old Portland activity. I used to alter clothes for a nice gal back in the 80s. I don't know if that means a drag queen. But what's life like for you now? You said you're doing a lot of virtual stuff. Are you still working in your other job?
No, about 3 years ago, I got to transition to just full-on drag work, and it's been so great. And that's funny that the person posted that they used to do alterations, because what I've been excelling at, you two right now, is eating. I have been enjoying everything in the pantry, in the refrigerator, in the freezer. I'm kind of an anal retentive Virgo. I like to be planned and prepared.
We are all three Virgos, that means, right?
See, it's perfect. I love it. The 3 V's.
Yep.
I don't know, that sounds weird. Well, we'll figure it out. Maybe I'll come up with a new name. But so we always are stocked up anyway. But then when word came out, we're all going to be stuck at home for quite a while, we stocked up like you do. But we didn't stock up with like the hearty good stuff. It's snacks and sugar and treats, and it's awful. I told Brenda yesterday on the phone that I have been working out. I get my steps in from the couch to the refrigerator and back to the couch. And I've worn a path clean through the carpet. I just can't stop eating. So all of my seamstresses and tailors and the people that help me with my costumes, they are so excited. They're going to make a fortune.
Oh my God.
When this is over, because everything needs to be let out. Or I don't even know if I think I'm beyond that. I think I'm going to start a new trend where you wear one dress in the front and one in the back, and I'll just have them attach them. so I'll look great coming and going, and everything's going to fit. It's a 2 for 1.
I think you should just put like some sparkles or sequins on your elasticized stretch pants, right? And just call it a day.
Well, sadly, all I have left are my legs, so I'm going to wear big, sparkly, square muumuu tops and beautiful legs. I'm going to be Quarantina Turner. That's going to be my name.
I love that. That's good. That is so good.
Well, I stole it from another drag queen on Instagram, but I think I'm going to change my name to Quarantina Waters. I'll come up in the top 5 searches around the world when people type that in. I think it's brilliant.
You're going to blow up, I know, in popularity. Well, one of the most fun things, of all the stuff that we've had to cancel, like Rose Festival is a huge, obviously, Portland's premier festival. And I was just seeing, like, last Saturday was actually supposed to be the 82nd Avenue of Roses parade, and, that's come and gone. And Pride is always in every June. Tell us about kind of changes coming for that.
Well, it's unfortunate all over the world. Pride festivals have been canceled. June is Pride Month all over the world. And in Portland, we celebrate Pride in the middle of the month. It's usually, about whatever the 15th, 16th, 17th type. Sometimes it's Father's Day weekend, sometimes not. But it's just, that's when we like to be, just after the Rose Festival. And Pride Northwest is our local nonprofit organization that puts on our Pride Festival. There's the waterfront. the booths and the main stage and all the entertainment and of course the parade and lots of activities around that. Unfortunately, all of those, of course, have had to have been canceled. And while I think some folks in different organizations, in different communities, they're just like, canceled Pride just means it's canceled. So, okay, we'll start planning for next year. But the folks at Pride Northwest here in Portland, fortunately, they've decided to do their best to do a virtual Pride. And myself and my friend Maria have been invited to MC a virtual Pride show, which is going to be filmed soon. And it's going to be interesting. Drag queens, we feed off our audience. So this is going to be us being our best imagination, that there's a million people out there screaming and cheering for us. And I mean, I'm already a little, funny in the head. So I always think there's people cheering for me, even when I'm just, walking down the street. So I'm going to be fine. But the other queens, we have about 25 performers of all types scheduled to perform. And then we are going to have some local celebrities and dignitaries send their messages of Pride, and those are going to be interspersed, and that's going to be airing all over the internet and YouTube and social media platforms in mid-June. So we'll have more information about that soon.
That is so awesome. What else can we do to help? You work with some amazing performers, and not all of them get the opportunity to do the online stuff that you're doing. Can you give us a little bit of flavor? You don't have to name names, but like, what are some other people doing to make ends meet? And then is there anything that we can do, the people who love the drag shows, to help them out?
Well, that's so sweet of you to ask. There's definitely lots of drag queens and performers of all types, dancers and musicians and whatnot. They're suffering. It's, it's what's called, we're gig people.
Sure.
We make our money at gigs and bookings. So the one thing you can do is, once this is all over, let's go support every kind of entertainer and go to every kind of show that you can and support everybody in that way. I know some of the drag queens have been doing virtual shows, online shows, in their living room, or they've set up stages in their backyard and whatnot. That's been kind of tough, though, because with licensing, sometimes the social media platforms and whatnot will take the video down afterwards because, we don't own the right to these popular songs. So that's been unfortunate. There's websites, though, that offer new music that's not licensed, but it's not well known. So some queens are going that route, which is kind of fun. And I think there's been a couple different fundraisers, like Our House of Portland is doing a fundraiser where you can order a bottle of wine and it gets delivered by a drag queen. So that helps the nonprofit organization, and then it also helps the drag queen financially a little bit too. So they'll bring the wine to your house, ring the doorbell and set the wine down, and then back up 6 to 10 feet. And then when you answer your door, they're going to do a drag queen performance right there in the sidewalk in your own little neighborhood. And so I think that's kind of fun. I don't know that I could do it, but I think it's great, and it's a great opportunity for the drag queen.
I love that, Nina. I love my wine.
Oh, yeah.
I might have to hire one of the drag queens to come to my house.
To deliver it to yourself?
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Like my neighborhood would be all a Twitter.
Oh, I know. You'd have to invite people out. It'd just be like a neighborhood show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The first time I saw it, I thought, oh, that'd be fun, kind of like a singing telegram type thing, and you send it to your friends. But then everyone I've talked to is like, forget my friends, I'm sending it to myself.
I know, right? I'm not too proud. Kevin, you told me something yesterday when we were talking on the phone again, and I had never heard of this, but I'm very curious to hear more. You're doing something for Cascade AIDS Project, and you said it was kind of like a talk show format. Can we tune into that?
Yeah, of course. So Cascade AIDS Project is a wonderful organization, of course, here in Portland that I've been working with since the late 80s. And I was asked to MC their happy hours. So like a happy hour, but with cat, get it? Haha. And we have wine distributors that are our sponsors. And so people sign up and they pay to be a part of a big Zoom event. And we all drink and we talk. And there's different subjects. Like the first time we did it, so we're doing it every couple of weeks. So the first time we did it, it was about sex and dating during the COVID, because everyone's quarantined, but there's single people out there, and how do you have your needs met and that sort of thing. Well, yesterday the subject was Tyler Termier, who's the CEO of Cascade AIDS Project and a good friend, and so I got to just question him about all sorts of things things related to the HIV community and COVID, but also just like himself and like things like his fashion sense and what was his favorite job and all that kind of fun stuff. So it's really silly, and it's silly, but it's also serious at the same time. It's really a great opportunity for people who might be feeling a little isolated. They're at home and they don't have roommates or house, they can log in and see familiar faces. And it's half talk show format and then half open chat room. So the first half, everyone can see each other, but they're muted, and we present our program. And then the second half, everyone's unmuted, and so people can talk and socialize. It's been really successful, and it's kind of fun. And I think it's a great idea. I'm so glad they asked me to be the MC.
Oh, nice. One of the things about this show, Sunrise Extra, Kevin, is that we have viewers chiming in live on all these different platforms. So we want to shout some of them out right now. Raul Contreras on YouTube says, "Love you, Poison Waters."
Oh, Raul.
Stanford Walker, one of our very regulars, says, "Now this is new and refreshing. Thank you, Miss Braxton, for bringing Kevin on." Our director, Brian Matthews, even typing in, "Word of the day, Quarantina Turner." He loved that. Let's see. Tima Carlson says she loves visiting for birthdays and hope to this summer. How is Darcel doing? Talking about the club.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you for asking that question. So a lot of people know where I live. I'm 2 doors down from Darcel. Darcel, his son, and myself and Jefferson, we all live 3 houses in a row. So it's called the compound. And it's super fabulous and super fun. So I get to check in on Darcel often. We have little chats at the fence. And his fence is high, and it's around his son's front porch. So the passersby only see me on my porch talking to myself. They don't know that there's actually a fabulous 89-year-old drag queen on the other side of the fence talking to me. But he's doing really well. He takes daily walks around the block with his sequin mask, and he has a wonderful woman that's living with him, our friend Bambi. And so she's got a good eye on him, and he's taking good care of himself. And people bring him food and flowers and things to his porch, and just throughout the day the doorbell rings and he'll say, "Oh, well, look what somebody brought me." So he has his cat and his housemate Bambi, and of course his son and daughter-in-law next door, and Jefferson and myself, and people are calling and texting, and he just loves it.
Good. Yeah, do you have any fabulous face masks? Speaking of a sequin one, I would imagine.
No, I don't have a sequin one. I have one. It's not right here. It's in the car. It's donut print. It's a fabric with all donuts. Because people that know me, I'm happiest when I have a donut on my face.
Before we leave the subject of Darcel's, though, how is the club? There's so many businesses that are hurting right now because they can't open.
Right, and the thing is, like, obviously this is new and unique for everyone, but Darcel's has been selling there 53 years in that little spot in Old Town Portland, and over 50 years, you can imagine the businesses that have come and gone, and especially in that neighborhood. So Darcel's is tried and true and is not going anywhere. It's a great opportunity for the club itself, physically, to kind of take a breather. Darcel's been at home. He sewed all brand new tablecloths. We have a wonderful employee, Gary, who's taking care of the club while we're closed, and he's painting and repairing, and we've got lights going in and a lot of new and things. It's a great refurbishment of the club right now.
All right, get your saucy little hiney downstairs to the drag closet.
Only you can say that, Brenda.
That's what we want to see.
Oh gosh, I am saucy. My hiney's saucy. Okay. Wait, that sounded weird too. Okay.
Perfect.
Now I haven't been. Everybody knows I don't know how to drive, so I can barely walk with a laptop in my face. So I'm going down the stairs, and also I don't know anything about technology, so I don't know, because I'm downstairs. I'm not gonna Okay, I'm going to show you something first of all. So Darcel's been at home making dresses. I don't make clothes. I don't know how, but I have great people who do. And so I've been organizing my drag room and stuff. Well, one of my friends did this dress for me during the first month. He spent the entire month making this dress. Is all fringe beaded.
Oh,
He did the whole thing, because I'm a big person, ladies. And so Dwayne did that, and it fits, first of all, is the big surprise of the whole thing.
That looks gorgeous.
It took him an entire month to attach every one of those strings of beads. It's kind of fun. Okay, so I'm going to go backwards so you can see me. First of all, this is the drag room. Now, over here's the messy part, because that's where you put the makeup on.
That's
so
the makeup. That's what I want to know about.
Oh, well, just think about painting a small house and add lashes. That's what I do. Okay. So the big thing for drag queens is our hair. So when you come to my drag room, you see hair everywhere. I have so many wigs. And when Brenda was here one time, her and her daughter and friend, all of a sudden I turned around and they were in my wig. So I'm like, no, we don't do that.
Where do you order these? I mean, where do you get all of these?
Yeah.
You have to order them.
Yeah, so I have friends. So this red one is Salem. A person in Salem named Lilac does hair for me and for all the queens. And this is from somewhere on the East Coast. I can't remember, but there's local folks that do my hair, or we just order them online. Everything's online now. You can just get drag in a box. So if you want to be a drag queen, just find the right website and get to clicking.
Kevin, seriously, I haven't colored my hair in, what, 6 weeks? So I'm going to be hitting you up for a wig pretty soon.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, I think everyone's going to be in a wig eventually. Because this is just happening.
Pretty.
So I still have, this is more hair. I have so many heads of hair. You know, I only have one head, but I got hair for every mood and feathers. And I organized, I was so bored at the beginning of this, I organized with all my feathers and boas in these tubs. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's so smart. I kind of want to put everything in a clear tub. That's just my easiest thing. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 garment racks full of clothes. All of these dresses and costumes I've worn at least once, except for the ones that I haven't.
That's like a small fortune in costumes, though. I mean, that must be a lot of money that you spend on that.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, it's like cheap, tacky stuff, and nobody wants it. Nobody wants that crap except me, you know. So when I'm down here, oh, the kitty's so excited. The kitties never get to come in here.
I love seeing the pictures of your cats, by the way, on your Instagram page.
Oh
they're
my gosh, those two little darlings, they just make me crazy. But they're really, they're very sweet. And it's kind of interesting. I've caught myself, you know, Jefferson works in the office in the front of the house. So I'm in the back of the house watching TV or doing whatever, eating. And I'm playing with the cats. And I just thought, gosh, I'm so glad that we got these 2 cats from the Humane Society, you know, about 1.5 years ago. And I thought, gosh, people that, you know, are at home by themselves, maybe feeling isolated, this would be a good time to get a pet. And I kind of, you know, I don't know if the Humane Society is open or able to do that right now, but I just have been kind of thinking, you know, because I know that I'm pretty fortunate and I have a lot going on for me. And I think about folks that maybe aren't as fortunate, and this could be an isolating time. So I've been just trying to figure out how to, you know, help folks like that.
I love that, Kevin. And you know what? I just had a little brainstorm. Perhaps you could pass a message for me, because your drag closet is epic. But since Darcel lives right next to you, his home, I believe, is on the National Historic Registry, and it is like a museum. It would be fun if we could get a little tour even on the main level. Because do you remember one time when I went over there, like I disappeared from the barbecue that I was at, and people were like, where's Brenda? And 2 hours later, I came out of that house after a tour, and it is brilliant.
But after you came out of that house, after 2 hours, we patted Brenda down and checked her purse. Because
how dare you?
Darcel's house is beautiful and chock full of fabulous things. And, you know, Brenda's always wanted to be a drag queen, so we just want to make sure that Brenda, you know, doesn't all of a sudden have a big pair of Darcel earrings on the morning news.
I kind of do love you guys, for sure, for sure. All right, you know, I think we're going to have to bring it to a close. Nina, anything else that you have?
I'm just having a blast sitting here listening to you. You're so funny. Thank you so much for taking us down in your playroom. I love that. And thank you for waking up with us.
Oh my gosh, I know, thank you. You know, I thought, my partner Jefferson, he's like, well, just think afterwards, you know, you can take a nap. And I'm like, take a nap? I feel invigorated. I am going to, what am I going to do? We have an elliptical machine that hasn't seen a person on it since we bought it. Maybe I'll put on some sweatpants and give myself, I'm not going to do that. I'm sure there's a Real Housewives streaming somewhere.
A marathon happening somewhere.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I know. All right. You can do whatever you want.
Thanks for having me. Thank you. I always love talking with you ladies.
All right. Thanks for coming. Have a happy Friday, everybody. That'll do it for our stream. We'll see you next week.